TV live on YouTube and Quarantea. Now, please give it up for your host, Tamara Shevon.
Yes, y'all. Oh my gosh, super excited. Thank you all for tuning in to Quarantea. Every week at 4:30. It's 4:30. We have a guest on and we spill the tea until the cup overfloweth. You guys know what it is. Every week we take donations because it's like you're watching a show. It's except it's like on YouTube, and I put on makeup for you. So if you do want to donate, please donate to baddogtheater.com/quarantine. And then you can, donate and keep this show going and keep Bad Dog TV going. It's like going to the LCBO, and instead of like donating the extra $2 to like a charity, you can donate to this charity, Bad Dog Comedy TV. How fun is that? Okay, let's get started. The guest that I have today, one of the first people I had on Quarantea, super excited to have him on the show. Please give it up for Brennan Mohammed, everyone.
I'm black. I'm black. It's Black History Month.
It's Black History Month. That's the cool thing about Quarantea. Everyone's black on the show.
Everyone's black.
Everyone's black. Black is back. Black never left.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm loving the whole setup. What was that behind you? Is that a rug?
No, this is my very elaborate curtain that my grandmother got me when I was a child. And I used to get mucus all over it. But it's been washed since. And now it's just it's my curtain. It's my curtain. I'm actually at my desk that I never use. Usually I'm like partially on my desk and then on the bed. But then I'm like, you know what? I need to stop doing that. That's really bad for my back to just sit without a back support for hours.
That's what I'm doing right now. And I know we're getting old. We're getting old. Okay, so the topic that we have today, really fun topic. It's I was today years old. Mm-hmm. I was today years old.
Yes.
We're gonna figure out all these things that maybe a lot of people didn't know. That maybe they're like, what? You do that? What? That's happened? I had no idea. Before we get into the actual questions, there is a pressing thing that we do need to address. Gorilla Glue Girl.
Gorilla Glue Girl, that's my girl.
So for anyone that doesn't know what happened, Gorilla Glue Girl, and this is what happens when you're trying to look fire during the quarantine, right? You're like trying to look nice, you're trying to kill it, and then you're like, you know what, this gel's not doing it, this isn't doing it, I'm gonna have to use some...
Well, the story was she was out of Got to Be Glue. And then Got to Be Glue, like the hairspray, and she was just like, what do I have? And she was like, oh, Gorilla Glue, I could use that. And then the reason why she used it, because now she's going to be suing them, because it doesn't say on the label not to put in your hair. It says not to eat, don't put on your skin, don't put in your eyes, but it doesn't say anything about like putting on the hair. So she thought maybe it would be good for her skin. Or, I mean, for her hair or whatever, and it would just like wash out. But it's been a month.
So, for anyone that doesn't know what's happening, she put Gorilla Glue in her hair, and this is her hair, okay? And it's been stuck like that for how long, Brandon?
A month. A month. I'm trying to find like what her real name is. I think it's like Angel or something.
A whole month in the same hairstyle. I mean, like, I have braids, so I'm about that life.
Yeah.
But it's not glued to my scalp.
It's not permanently adhered. It's not
but
bonded.
She went to the hospital.
It's not even it's bonded at this point.
It's bonded.
It's bonded. A chemical reaction occurred, and it is hydrogen bonded. Hydrogen bonds are easy to break. I don't know. It's covalent bonds. Covalent bonds. They're covalent bonds. Mm-hmm.
I failed chemistry,
yeah.
so
I don't even remember what that means anymore. Greg, where you at?
I am a full-blown arts major. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know anything.
I dabble.
You dabble? Okay.
I dabble.
So she went to the hospital. What happened at the hospital?
They put, suppose on Wendy, they tried to, like, they gave her a bunch of, I think the hospital tried to put, like, what are they called? The acetone wipes on. And they're like, okay, you know what? We're not going to touch this because we could be liable if you get hurt. So, like, we'll send you home with some sterile water and some adhesive wipes. And we're going to wish you luck, girl.
So her hair is currently still glued like this.
Yeah, so it got wet. The acetone made it wet. and it was like wet again, and then it just dried and went back to normal. And it was funny because like the video is like someone like maybe her mom or her sister is like trying to get it off and then drops it, and then like picks it up and tries to try. I feel bad for her.
I feel bad for her, and I've been down that road. You know what I mean?
Maybe
I've
she
been
thought it
down
was
that
gorilla
road.
snot. You know, gorilla snot. That's hard to say. Gorilla snot. You know gorilla snot?
No, what's that?
So it's like this like black hair gel brand. So maybe she thought it was like an offshoot.
These are terrible names, by the way. Oh, let me get some of that gorilla snot. Like, no.
Let me get some of that gorilla snot. Yeah.
But, like, I mean, I went through this. Like, I went through this growing up because I was like, yo, why can't I just use other products for my hair? Like, I used to use Dippity Doo.
Oh my god, I tried to use that because in Rosie Perez's book, she was like, and I like to use Dippity Doo for my hair when I was a kid. I would use it when I was a kid. That's a horrible Rosie Perez impression. But, and I was just like, oh, let me try this. And then I remember I was reading, what's her name? Naya Rivera's book. And she was talking about how she would get her hair as wet as possible. And she thought that if she got it wet enough and used gel, it would stay straight. And she would just have straight hair. But of course, that's not what happens. The hydrogen bonds come.
Hydrogen bonds. I was today years old, so honestly.
Well, okay, so like I can explain to you protein hair structure if you want.
I mean, we can definitely get into that because that's going to be one of the questions.
I can kind of remember that. Like why our hair? Okay, you talk. Sorry.
No. I'm just saying. I just started braiding my hair. I can't like. Okay. Once my hair's not in braids, it's going to be shaved. It's one or the other. Yeah. Like I can't brush my hair every day.
So with black hair, our hair has more types. Okay, so different types of protein have different type of bonds, and the more bonds, there's like different like tertiary bonds and like different type of structures and levels of structure. I can't even really remember what I'm saying. I'm just kind of like ad-libbing. But the reason why black people's hair is curly is because it has different types of bonds in it, and white people's hair doesn't have that many bonds, and that's why one hair is curly, the other one's straight. And that is why we use heat and chemicals to kind of disable those bonds so that we can also have straight hair if we choose to. And then they add shit to their hair to try to make it curly, but it don't really last that long.
Yo, Brandon Nye the science guy. Like, what is happening right now? You are killing this. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so that's exactly why, y'all. But there is, like, really funny. There's another thing that after Gorilla Glue Girl, it reminded me of the olive oil saga that happened.
The olive oil saga.
So, for anyone that doesn't know, there's a black hair product that's in a spray can.
Sheen spray.
It's olive oil Sheen.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. I thought this was olive oil cooking spray. And I've been cooking with it. Madison told me my stuffed shells tasted like perfume a couple months ago. Guess it's because this is actually hairspray. What is happening?
I'm like, do people not read? Like, whenever I buy a cooking product or anything, I was like, oh, I'm going to read all the ingredients, look where it comes from. Do people not do that?
No, people do not. As you can tell, well, Homegirl did do that, but they were not specific.
She was like, it said oil. It said oil. So I thought it was oil. I read another one, and it was the girl. She was like, oh, I guess I accidentally put my conditioner in my cupboard. And I was just like, how? Like, we as black people, we're not putting our fucking gorilla snot. That's it. We're not putting our I can't even say gorilla snot in the fucking cupboard and be like, yo, oh shit, this salad dressing. Yo, this is so weird. Yo, all the leaves are stuck together. Yo, what's happening? We're not doing that. We're not doing
crazy.
That. But she was sick. The girl got sick. This other girl got sick. She was just like, we had an upset stomach for the entire week and we couldn't figure out, because she's British. That's why I'm speaking in an accent. Sorry, I forgot about the context of that. And she was like, yeah, we had diarrhea. And I was just like, she's like, we checked the seasonings, we couldn't find anything wrong. And then we looked at the oil and I realized it was my conditioner. And I was like, okay.
I love how this reenactment is like a Trini British woman.
Maybe.
Yeah, so if you're out there and you look at that green bottle of olive oil, that is for your hair, honey. Do not put that.
I remember just like warning like white people about like I remember coconut. Remember when it was so hard to find coconut oil? You would go, there would be no coconut oil. Your grandmother would have to bring it back from fucking Jamaica or Trinidad, wherever you're from, and that's how you get coconut oil. I remember when coconut oil started popping off. I had this friend. He was like, "I'm gonna make fried chicken with coconut oil," and I was like, "Are you using refined or unrefined? Because if you're not using if you're using the unrefined, it's gonna taste like coconut." He's like, "No, it's fine." And then he made fried chicken with coconut oil, and then he was just like, "It tastes like sunscreen," and I was just like,
It's coconut fried chicken.
"What did I tell you?"
At a home near you.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, let's get into the questions because we're going over the differences between black culture and white culture, and maybe today will be the day that you find out that you were today years old when you realize this is a thing. All right. So question number 1.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you realized everyone didn't use Dettol?
I think I was at school, and I remember so I was at the park. This was after I burnt down my grandmother's house, and we were living in Forest Hill, and I was at a park.
Sorry.
Oh my god, I don't tell the story again.
Sorry. It is quarantine, and you cannot open without explaining that you burnt down your grandma's house?
Okay, I've told this story like 4 times in the last week, but it was I would say it was maybe the summer of 20, oh not 2020, it was not 20 something, it was 1998 or 1999, and I was obsessed with Xena, and I wanted to make a chakram, which is like Xena's throwing thing, and I was at daycare, and then I realized that daycare you could make I made one out of pipe cleaners, and I realized that metal was underneath the pipe cleaners, and I was just like, okay, yo, if I like burn up the fabric, it's gonna make a chakram. Like that's how it was forged in fire. So then I like went on the couch, my grandmother's old couch from the 70s. I stuck in the kitchen, stole the matches off of the stove, and then I like put the blankets over me, and I was under the couch, and I lit all of the matches at the same time, and I was just like, and I was burning it, and then it burnt me, and then I dropped the matches, and then all of a sudden the couch just caught on fire, because I guess it was just like an old, like very flammable 70s couch. And then yeah, it like burnt down. It didn't burn it down, but it did like a lot of like fire and smoke damage to the house. And then we moved to Forest Hill for a year, and we lived in these buildings. Like, you know, if you go to Bathurst and St. Clair, there's like the Loblaws. So we lived in the buildings that were right there, but those buildings no longer exist because. And I had a pool. I used to chill in this pool in this building. It was so much fun. But those buildings no longer exist because they were built before the subway was built. And the subway was destroying the building. So they tore all the buildings down shortly after we moved. I just tore down everything at the end. Yeah.
You tore everything. Coko did make a good point here. Okay, Drake's brother. What do you mean you moved to Forest Hill?
That's where we were. That's where we were. I remember it was the summer of 1999, and we kept hearing this song on the radio, and we'd be like, who's this black girl? Who's this black girl? And then we saw the music video, and it was Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle. And me and my mom were just like, we were so shocked.
Yo, Christina doesn't want anyone to, like, that's not a white girl. Christina's like, I am Hispanic, honey.
He's like, I'm Latina. I'm Latinx. Latina.
So you burnt down the house, and then how did you realize that everyone didn't use Dettol?
So whatever. We would go to this park that was near the house, and then at one time in the park there was some like underwear or something like that, and I thought it would be funny if I like picked them up and like chased my mom with it or something. So of course I got my ass beat, and then my mom filled the sink with hot water and Dettol and put my hands in them, and. And she's like, "You're nasty. You're bringing disease in this house.
Yo, that's
You're
all
gonna bring
through.
it. You're gonna bring it." So then I remember I was like, "It burned." And I remember just telling my friends at school the next day, being like, "Oh, blah blah blah, blah Dettol." And then they were just like, "What's that? Who's Dettol? Like, I don't know what that is."
Not who.
Who's Dettol? And I was like, it's like your thing that your grandmother uses, like when you touch underwear in the park, and then you gotta like put your hands in it in the sink, and then they're like, we have no idea what you're talking. What's Dettol? We don't know who Dettol is. And then yeah, that was when I realized.
all the matches at the same time. Yeah.
I had a problem.
Yeah, so Dettol, for like anyone that doesn't know, like that's like what we grew up using to clean. Like you need Dettol to disinfect. Dettol's like a part of you walk in on a Sunday afternoon and the house smells
The
like
thing
Dettol.
is, like, Dettol is supposed to be like a thing you dilute in water, and it's made from like pine needles, and it's supposed to be used as like a wound cleaner or like a pre-surgical antiseptic thing. They don't use it for antiseptics anymore because it's too strong, and it just like destroys the tissue. So they're just like, nah. But we clean our houses with it for some reason. We're like, oh,
we do clean our. I thought
clean
that's
our
how
toilets
everyone.
with it. It works.
I thought that's
it
what
works.
everyone was doing.
I
like
remember
Dettol, Ajax, Comet. Like
I remember
that's...
when I would have my bathroom and there was like little molds forming on the top of it, and I filled the thing with Dettol, and I just like scrubbed all the mold off, and the mold did not come back.
The mold was like,
Don't mess with
Dettol.
Dettol is so strong. I was just like, yo, Trinidad has no COVID cases, and I'm like, it's because of Dettol.
Well, yo, this has been sponsored by Dettol. Imagine. Yo,
I even have
Dettol
Dettol soap because they make Dettol soap.
It burns.
I use the sensitive skin one, and I use it to wash my feet. Only on my feet.
Yo, we are on a whole new thing. So if you're today years old, you can just comment that in the. Just let us know you're today years old when
If
you
you
found
get
out
foot
about
fungus,
Dettol.
use the Dettol soap.
Question number 2, which is a really funny question because I didn't know this wasn't a thing. How old were you when you discovered house clothes were a Caribbean thing?
I did not. Actually, probably today. I didn't realize that was not a Caribbean thing.
Really?
Yeah, but my grandmother's definition of house clothes, I'm just like, you should not even be wearing that in the house. Like, this is inappropriate. Like, my grandmother's house clothes used to change. So in the summer, my grandmother's house clothes were my mom's old clothes from when she was a teenager in the 80s. So this is just like crop tops, short shorts, and I'm just like, girl, this clothes is 40 something years old. It is ripping apart, and I'm like, gravity and you know, like, things are hanging out, Nana. Like, we can't be doing this. And then she stopped. Eventually, like, the clothes disintegrated and she stopped. She doesn't wear them anymore. Now she wears her like old work clothes where I'm just like, what? Okay.
Yeah, like, because basically, for anyone that doesn't know, and I don't know if everyone's doing this now, but no, house clothes is not for everybody. House clothes are not for everybody. This is what it is. The minute, like, when you're growing up in a, like, Caribbean household or, like, a black house, if you walk in the door, you cannot sit on any furniture in whatever you wore outside. Like, you go straight to your room.
Yeah, outside clothes, yes.
Yeah, you have your outside clothes that you just wear outside. You have your inside clothes, and, like, they don't meet. Okay? They never meet each other. Asians do that too, yes, because, like, yes, okay, that's, you know what I mean? I'm just, do they do that too? I didn't know that, but,
I did not know that.
I did not know that, but, that is good to know. Coko is really doing the fact check right now. You literally, like, because when I watch Americans, and no offense to Americans, we love you, but do you guys really wear your shoes inside the house like that? Like, I can't even wear the same clothes I wore outside inside of my actual house. Like, I would get yelled at, I would get spanked if I ever was wearing anything that I wore outside and sat down on the couch. My mom's like, whose couch is this? Is this your couch? Because you can just sit on the couch in these dirty clothes?
With your outside clothes. I'm itchy. I remember my grandmother would dry the clothes on the on the fucking, like, clothing, whatever it's called, the clothing line, and then she was like, you see, I'm getting itchy because I left it outside is dirty, now I have a rash. No, my grandmother's, like, thing, like, Caribbean people's, like, thing with the outside clothes is crazy. Like, I remember I had like a grocery bag, one of the reusable grocery bags, and I sat it down on the couch, like, before I was going. Like, it hadn't been used yet, like, whatever, it was in our, like, grocery bag cupboard. And I put it on the couch. And then my grandmother's just like, you're giving me corona. This is why I have a cough now. You're giving me corona. And I was just like, this makes no sense. Like, you're too paranoid.
Coko brought up brought-up scene, which is so funny because that's a whole new thing that we need to address. Brought up C is like your manners, yo. Your manners. It's like, how are you brought up? How are you taught about how life works? You need to have proper brought up C, okay? When someone comes in and they, first say you have a spinach and artichoke dip, and you don't use a spoon to take that spinach and artichoke dip out and then dip it on your plate, and you just dip it in there, no brought up C. You need to have your own thing. Like, you know what I mean? That's what it is. You, brought up C, like the awareness of your manners, right? That's Urban Dictionary come through. I got it all for you.
You just made me think of something that was really funny. So I'm not gonna say who it was, but it was a friend of ours, and we were in.
It's quarantine. You got it. Names.
No, I don't know if she'll get. Okay, I'll say it. It was Miss Hodo, and it's like my favorite story. It is one of the funniest things that ever happened to me. But what happened was we were staying at our friend's house in LA, and Hodo was using this was like when charcoal became really big, so she was using charcoal and to brush her teeth. And then I remember saying to Hodo, I'm like, Hodo, I think your charcoal is all over the bathroom. Like, you need to, like, clean that. And she was like, no, that's not for me. That's not for me. So then, maybe like a week later, we're with Robbie Hoffman at a bar with the friend we were staying with, Miss Danielle Perez. And then the friend is like, Robbie's just like, tell us something that's happening that's annoying you at the house. Tell us something. Is something happening? And then Danielle's just like, there's like this mysterious black dust all over the bathroom, and I don't know what it is. And then I was just like, Hodo, I told you about your fucking charcoal. I told you. And then she was like, oh no, I'm so embarrassed. And then she like she rushed home and like cleaned up the house. And she was just like, Danielle was just like, you're lucky that I'm also black. Because if you were staying at a white person's house, they would be like, oh my God, black people, they shed everywhere. It's like a weird black dust all over. Yeah.
That literally, when I lived in China, people asked me if I showered enough if it started to come off.
That's so crazy.
Like if I got lighter over time.
Yeah, you just have to wash yourself really good. And
yeah, I was like, oh, maybe I wasn't showering. Like, obviously,
maybe if I wasn't showering this entire time. It's just could have been that simple.
That is so funny. I love that you name dropped it too. Okay, I'm gonna send this directly to Hodo after the show. No, but that's the thing. Clean up the counters, yo. You use the counter space. Like, it's like when water splashed on the counter. No brought up C. Wipe that off. You know what I mean? Wipe that off. Make it clean. Make it right. Make it tight.
It was funny. It was so funny. It's like one of my favorite memories.
Question number 3. How old were you when you realized you couldn't use white hair products, and what happened?
I don't even know. Probably not until like recent. Like, look, my hair used to be so dry all the time. So dry all the time. I would be like, ooh, it's gonna make your hair so soft and nice. I'm like, my hair is dry. I didn't know that you're not supposed to wash your hair every single day. I only found this out in the last like several years because my parents both have very different hair textures than me. Like, my mom has very like Indian curly hair, and then my dad doesn't really have hair. So
that's a problem. Yeah, that's gonna be hard to help you with.
He just keeps his hair low.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing, because a lot of people always ask me that question. They're always like, so, like, how do you wash your hair? And it's like, what do you mean? Like, with soap and water? Well, not soap and water, but with, like, proper hair products. But you can't wash your hair every day as a black person.
You cannot.
Sometimes you can't wash your... If you have any inkling of blackness in your hair, you can't wash it every day.
I wet it. Like, I'll, like, rinse out the product or whatever, but I do not use soap, shampoo every single day.
No, you can't. It strips it, and then it cuts it, and then you have split ends, and split ends are different. You need a hot oil treatment. It's a whole thing. Like, it's a whole process.
I gotta do that. I need a hot oil treatment.
Yeah, hot oil treatment. I don't know if everybody uses that, but that stuff, I feel like everyone can use that. I don't know.
I think they can.
I feel like the commercials with white people in it.
Do you remember Herbal Essence? I remember I would always want to use Herbal Essence. I thought that my hair would be so good. I would use Herbal Essence Dove shampoo. I was just like, oh, I'm going to be so luxurious. My youngest brother does not know about this. He washes his hair every single day. And that shit is matted. Messy. And I'm like, I'm praying for you.
Should we call your brother right now and explain this to him?
I've tried to explain to him, but he doesn't understand. He's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yo,
I'm like,
we're
you have
gonna
a neck beard. You're right.
a neck beard.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, there are so many We're gonna have a follow up on this.
This is what happens when you grow up around white people, and you also look white. So people, yeah.
People are just like, yeah, use the herbal essences. As long as it smells like juniper, it's good to go or whatever. I don't know.
It's good.
Black hair products do smell like full blown candy though.
Yeah, sometimes.
Nobody should be washing their hair daily, but that's a
I just
different
remember
breed.
the smell of high school was the remember the pink lotion?
Let's talk about pink lotion.
Yeah.
It ruined my hair.
I remember I used to relax my hair a lot, and from I would say grade 9 till grade 11, and then I realized, oh, I'm just being colonized as fuck. I'm not doing that ever again. That kind of ruined my hair. It changed my curl texture completely.
Didn't it change the color of your hair? It changed the color of my hair.
It changed the color of your hair.
It started becoming like light brown. I was like, is this sun in? Like, what is happening right now?
I remember my friends would all be like, yo, you gotta use pink lotion. That's the best one. Pink lotion, pink lotion. And it was
no pink lotion. I do not stand. I do not stand.
Sorry, pink lotion.
Sorry, pink lotion. It's
I
a no
can
from
still
us.
I can smell it right now. Every time I say the word pink lotion, I don't even know how to describe it. It's like chemically baby. That's how I describe it. It's like
Literally, that's what it's like.
A chemical baby.
It's literally like coming home.
You know.
Like, if you don't know, now you know. You're today years old. This is the last question, the bonus question.
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Who in the Toronto scene could you see pulling a Gorilla Glue / olive oil, and why?
Who could I see using the olive oil as a thing? I'm trying to think. I don't know. Who do you see?
That's not the show. I ask you the questions.
Oh, I don't know. I thought you were also gonna answer. I don't know.
I am gonna answer too, actually, because I'm thinking about it. I feel like I feel like Natalie Norman.
I could see Natalie doing that. I could see Natalie doing that.
And then looking down with her glasses, being like, "I didn't see it though." Like, yeah.
I'm trying to think who would use who does like crazy things. I'm trying to think who would do that. I don't know.
Gorilla Glue.
Who would use Gorilla Glue to who does like anime stuff, or something like that. I'm trying to think. I'm like, who does I'm like nobody cares that nobody. There's and barely any black people. First of all, and
in the scene.
Like that, yeah.
You know who I could see doing that?
What?
As like a prop, like being a character and gluing something to their hair.
What?
Like to their head? Alan Shane Lewis.
Oh no. I don't want him to do that.
But like if it was like a character, he was really in the character.
Oh, you know who I could see doing the Gorilla Glue thing? Like somebody from one of those little alt boys or something. Maybe a little alt boy. I don't know. I can see them Gorilla Gluing something to their hair.
Yeah,
I can see somebody from Laugh Sabbath doing it.
Oh, shots fired! Laugh Sabbath, we love you. Who from Laugh Sabbath? Let's go. Let's get specific.
I don't know. I'm gonna say Andrew Johnston.
Oh my gosh, I can. Yo, the shade of it all.
Andrew would not. Andrew would not.
I don't think Andrew would, but that'd be funny if it was
I would say maybe one of those maybe Marty or James when in their younger days when they were doing crazy shit.
You heard it here first. Andrew's coming for Laugh Sabbath. I mean, Brandon's coming for Laugh Sabbath.
I'm not coming for anybody. You asked me a question. I was answering.
And you're like, I could see someone from Laugh Sabbath doing that, so I'll make sure I send them the clip. No worries, it's quarantine. The cup overfloweth.
No. I don't want to start no enemies with anybody.
Doesn't matter. You'll never see them again. That's why this show exists. We've been in quarantine for 2 years. All right, Brandon.
2 years.
Where can everyone find you if they want to see you getting dragged by Laugh Sabbath later?
You can find me at Brandon AM Comedy.
Do you have anything that's coming out that you want people to tune into? Do you have anything going on right now? Any podcasts? Any shows?
you can download my album, Capricornication, wherever you get your comedy albums, whatever, music. First comedy album ever released by a gay black Canadian. Thank you. And you can listen to my podcast, Sitting Up in Our Rooms with Miss Andrew Johnson. You can get that wherever you get your podcasts. And we're doing a very special episode this week about Africville, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about it and how I'm kind of like a descendant of it, and it's gonna be fun. Enjoy.
Sweet.
Listen.
I love that. So make sure you follow Brandon. And also, while you're here, make sure that you donate to Bad Dog Comedy TV, baddogtheater.com/quarantine. Show us some love. Support the show so we can keep stuff like this happening all the time. You guys have been so awesome. Thank you for tuning into Quarantine. We will be back next Tuesday at 4:30. Bye, y'all.
Bye.